the Washington Commanders won in 0 week 1. That was a weird game, honestly. A weirder game than I think meets the eye, because I do not think the Giants are particularly good, and I do think that the Commanders are great. Definitely some rust. Still a great game nonetheless from the Commanders. A lot to be excited about. I mean, if you just looked at the first half, like Jayden Daniels had 219 total yards in the first half. The Giants had 79 total yards of offense, and yet the score was like the game was still kind of in balance. And I say kind of only because the Giants are clearly not good enough. And then in the second half, they started off the second half, the Commanders punt, 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 punt. So just a little disconnection, a handful of missed throws from Jayden Daniels, but you just don't really anticipate that being a norm. Like he had the one drive where it was back-to-back bad throws to Debo and Terry McLaurin. Like even Brady pointed it out. And so just like little things like that, you're like, that's not what I'm used to seeing. But then also Jayden Daniels, 11 carries for 68 yards, right? Just really such a perfect. He just knows exactly when to run and when not to run. He's just so smart with his decision making there. And again, the Commanders rush for 220 yards, rushing 6.9 yards per attempt, right? And so you're just like, I would be expecting so much more of a monster score, and it just wasn't there. And again, the Giants just struggled to do anything, which was a combination between the Commanders, great defense, but also just the Giants just don't look good. I mean, it's just like one team looks a little rusty, another team just doesn't look good. All right, that was my read on it personally. But I love to see Jayden Daniels go. He had 7 different receivers. I thought they hit Debo well, but it wasn't like it never felt forced. There was maybe like a forced throw, but like you're going to have those moments, obviously. But again, Jayden Daniels, 19 for 30, 7.8 yards per attempt, 1 touchdown, 98.3 rating, 11 carries for 68 rushing. It was a weird game, but a straightforward game in a lot of ways. I think it was like a straightforward week 1 game, especially when you're looking around the league, seeing what happened with the Steelers, seeing what happened with the Falcons, right? I mean, the Falcons, I'm going to make a video about that too. I'm trying to rush through all these videos so I can quickly get them and then start watching the next batch of games. But all in all, this became a more significant win because this was one of those wonky games where maybe a team like the Giants could catch you off guard, kind of like what Colin was predicting. And the Giants obviously were just not good enough to even remotely make that feel like that was a possibility. But with the Eagles obviously winning, going up 10 now in the division, you don't want to put yourself on the back foot, right? You don't want to dig yourself even a small hole, even if it is just week 1, just be down 0-1 in the division while the Eagles are 10. So just even a weird game like this where you weren't all connected quite yet, a little rusty, but could also run the ball at will, yet didn't dominate the time of possession, didn't only put up 21 point like that. That's why it's like I'm still making sense of this game a little bit, honestly, because 2-3 quarters in, I'm watching this game and I'm just like, this is not really competitive. Like it's technically close, but you're just like, this is a great team that just isn't fully in game shape yet, right? They're not in rhythm yet. And they're playing a team that you're just like, this isn't that good. And so like once I kind of reached that conclusion, even any of the special plays, the special throws, the scrambles, this, that, I'm just like, yeah, well, you're doing it against a bad team. And like I said, Jayden Daniels and this Commander team, they graduated from that last year. Like, don't get me wrong, those moments are still fun and exciting and not telling you not to enjoy them. But when I'm trying to seriously evaluate a team and try to figure out how great, how special you are, it's like when you're playing a bad team, I'm just like, yeah, it's like I just care less about the real detailed moments in that regard. In fact, I care more about the little things, the more, the more foundational aspects of game. You know, how many penalties did you have? How many times were you going backwards? What was the play calling like, rather than some of the special plays per se? But you know, it is still week one, so it's hard. Maybe the Giants are actually an amazing offense and the Commanders just completely shut them down. Definitely technically a possibility, but I'm not seeing that. But I think at the very least, the defense shows that if you're not connected, if you're not ready to go, then there's no easy point. There's no easy points, right? There's no easy points. And if offensively the opposing team is going to make any mistakes, have a questionable play call, go for it when they shouldn't, the Commanders will make you pay. And unless you are a high functioning offense, they're going to make you pay. So all of these little things, you have to try your best to connect the dots with week one. You know, I mean, it's week one, man. It's you. You so desperately want to reach such strong conclusions, but you have to really fight yourself not to. But I think just the sheer fact that we've seen some of these other games be pretty close against the Cowboys, right? The Eagles won, they could have lost. The Chargers won, they could have lost. The Bucks won, they could have lost. The Steelers won, they could have lost, right? Like a lot of wins where they could have lost. And I just never felt like this was even remotely in the balance. Even if at one point it was going to be like a 14-13 game, or you know, within a one-score game, or any type of momentum shift going towards the Giants, I just wouldn't doubt that the Commanders would be able to piece together a drive, and whether they needed a field goal or a touchdown, like whatever it is, I'm just like, yeah. Or they just needed to convert the down just to ice the game, whatever you would need them to do in that moment. There was just no question to me that they were going to get it done. So all in all, a pretty clean, straightforward win, but also weirdly enough, kind of weird as well. So still plenty of things to clean up. And in a lot of ways, that's what coaches like in a week one game like that, where it's like you clearly weren't perfect, but you won comfortably. And now you have plenty to work with. Right now, you have plenty to work on now when the coaches preach all their lessons that they preach. They have plenty of stuff to point to. You still come away with the win. You still feel good, feel optimistic, feel comfortable. 1-0 in the division, tied obviously with the Eagles. You know, you're anticipating a contentious race within the division between those two teams. So it was just important to make sure that you took care of business here, no matter how you got the win. But like I said, never really the game was ever really felt in balance. And we are back, baby. We are back. So want to see Terry McLaurin obviously get a little bit more involved. Had a little bit of a rough go at it at times, but like I said, it was nice to see Debo get integrated pretty smoothly and in a way that just didn't feel forced, didn't feel extreme, didn't feel like we have Debo. Let's try to do all this crazy, wild stuff now. Like it just felt natural, which is good. Terry McLaurin will obviously seamlessly fit and get comfortable as well. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Washington Commanders taking week one victory over the New York Giants 21-6? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much.